Have we become a nation of apologisers? I'm sorry, I just had to ask that question. I'm also so very, very, very sorry that you have to put up with this lot here, but it's all we can afford. I'm of course a gentle, civilised sort of chap, used to apologising, unlike Michael. Did he apologise to the Bolivian man that he wrestled with on a BBC documentary this week? I think not. Or Diane? Does she send letters of contrition to the Labour chief whip when she votes against the government? I don't think so, you know. But with MPs sending the apology count through the stratosphere this week, perhaps there are enough sorries around as it is. Anyway, we decided to put saying sorry in the spotlight. Sorry used to be the hardest word. Not anymore, it seems. First, this bunch of bankers claimed contrition for the credit crunch.
There's a profound and unqualified apology.
Unreservedly sorry.
A full apology, unreserved apology.
We are extremely sorry.
Then Jackie Smith's hubby engaged in a bout of self-flagellation, this time in public.
I am really sorry for any embarrassment I have caused Jackie.
And now the apologist for expenses can't apologise fast enough.
And so I want to apologise.
It was wrong and we're sorry about that.
It's right that we say sorry.
The whole House of Commons, I think, has to apologise.
So why the sudden remorse? Is this penitence or just good PR? And why do we care? Each week the media demands more regret and repentance. So why have we all become so obsessed with that magic little word? Sorry. Sorry. We're joined now by Georgina Bailey, the granddaughter of Andrew Sachs. Welcome to This Week.
Hello.
Now, you were at the centre of a very public apology, you and your grandfather, from Jonathan Ross and Russell Brand. What was it like?
I think it was very different than the current situation now because it was a family matter and it was, you know, an old man being hurt unnecessarily and me being made to look like a very unsavoury type of woman. And it's a lot of attention that you're getting on you. I don't know, it freaked me out a little bit.
Did the apology help you? Did it matter to you?
Yeah, it mattered because I felt like I had been publicly offended and humiliated, and I felt like my granddad had been humiliated too, so it was very important to me that I got an apology.
Did you think that all the publicity you got afterwards helped your career?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily. One would think so, but not really.
Did you think the apologies from Ross and Brand were genuine?
I think Ross's apology was, but not Brand's, because I think that when he went on his tour and made jokes about the whole thing, it kind of cancelled out his apology.
Okay. Charles, there seems now to be an obsession in the media and maybe even among the public to get politicians to apologise.
Yeah.
Is this new? Why has it come about?
I think it's all part of this, the confectionery nature of politics now. That it's about celebrity and showbiz and all of this. An awful lot of this, I have to say, is, and a lot of what we were talking about earlier, this has really come about since '97. Partly the Americanisation of our culture, partly the way in which the Blair Project imported so much of this into the public discourse.
So is it Tony Blair's fault or Princess Diana's fault?
Well, they're both part of a part, actually, in many ways, aren't they? There's a
It's wearing your heart on your sleeve.
Yeah, this manipulative thing. And I remember during the last election, if you remember, there was that campaign in the run-up to the election, Just Say Sorry, in terms of the Iraq War. And I came under quite a lot of internal pressure that I should be demanding Tony Blair just said sorry for Iraq. And I said, damn it, no, we're not going to do that. You can just say sorry and then we draw a line under it. We want to keep going on the issue. We don't want an apology. We want, as the politics of it, to be exposed.
Am I right, Michael, in thinking that politicians used to go to any length not to apologise?
The trouble is that if you apologise, of course, it invalidates entirely what you did. And presumably, whatever you did at the time, you thought it was the right thing. I mean, circumstances may have turned out differently. I mean, take the Iraq War as an example. It was perfectly clear that Tony Blair for whatever reason, thought it was entirely the right thing to do. And by the way, a majority of MPs voted with him at the time, a majority of the public was with him at the time. So if you say you're sorry, it kind of implies that you were doing something wrong at the time, rather than that things have turned out in a way that the public didn't enjoy, didn't like.
Sometimes some of these apologies you see, you feel that they're more to do with, rather than being genuine, they're more to do with PR, their brand, and image protection.
Yeah, their image protection. And I think with this particular scandal, the saying sorry isn't really working. And giving back the money isn't really working. There's a mood amongst the public. They want to see, dead MPs hanging from lampposts.
Do you think that an apology is becoming worth less than it used to be? An apology used to be quite a big deal.
I think everyone's apologising these days. For example, Marks and Spencer's with the bra scandal. I think it probably is worth a little bit less because it does seem a bit of a fashion.
You see, in the old days, politicians didn't apologise; they resigned.
Exactly, exactly. The old Dugdale principle, isn't it? That even if they weren't technically responsible for what might have gone wrong in the obscurities of the department, the buck stops here and you resign. And I just think that, and it's interesting because every single person who's been appearing this week, starting with the party leaders, but then right through everyone else who's been fingered, has felt the need to say sorry. And of course, you can now play a clip and it's getting longer and longer and longer and longer. And like everything else in life, methinks he does protest too much, because the more you hear it, the less meaning it actually conveys.
We're forgetting one